Hello, longboarding mom. We are on the third video of making our round cake that looks like a checkered flag on the inside. I made the icing on the other video. I'm doing it in steps because otherwise it'd be a long video. And I am so scatterbrained right now because menopause. I don't know what day it is because I'm laid off work. I don't care. It's Friday, I think. Yeah, it's Friday. But so I was telling you a story about the cake that I had made last whatever day it was for my birthday and stuff. That's why I said I don't know what day it is. And I haven't done cakes in a while, so I'm out of practice and stuff. And so I'm making this cake and I wanted to get it delivered. Why? I wasn't in a hurry. I was like, longboarding mom, why are you doing this? Because the cake fell apart. And you would not have known this because it was in the video a perfectly round cake. It was beautiful. But in my 20s, I would have freaked out. I would have been like, ah. But I was like, longboarding mom, you know what to do. You were supposed to freeze this cake. Freezing the cake makes it, and it's super frozen right now. Freezing the cake makes it to where you can handle it. If you need to cut it and shape it, do whatever you want. And also, icing it makes it easier. I don't know. Freezing, don't forget to freeze your cake. So always plan ahead. And I'm a procrastinator so bad. When I was younger, I was doing my sister's wedding cake. And it was a hot day. And beautiful. My cake turned out beautiful. And I stuck it in another room to store it away from everything. Well, not thinking where I put it. It was a hot room. It was a laundry room. Why would I think? Because there was space in there, and we covered everything up and on top of the washer and dryer and stuck it up there and stuff because it was a big cake. And I come back and it fell apart. And I'm supposed to be at the morning breakfast and all that stuff for the wedding party and everything. And I'm pregnant at the time too, so I'm bleh, bleh. Yeah. But it was funny. So the person that helped me with the cake, she like, oh no, it's fine. And we got it to the wedding hall and there was a whole bunch of extra flowers and stuff. And so we magically put it back together. And my sister never even knew. She knew, but she didn't even care. She's like, it's just a cake. It's just a cake. And I'm like, it's your wedding cake. And I've had many of those moments and stuff. But here, let's get this checkered flag cake going. Kind of time consuming, but it's fun. Okay, these are my white cakes. I flipped them upside down. It's kind of got a little lump there. This is what I was talking about. I didn't have to cut these because they fell. I don't know why it's got a lump though, but they're frozen. They just came out of the freezer. I've got 3 different sizes of circles. I know it's got a little thing there, but we don't use that. So what we're going to do first is cut. You're going to stick that there. You're going to cut. Find a sharp knife that will cut all the way down. And go straight up and down. It was so much easier when the cake was not frozen. That's why you need a sharp knife, serrated. And don't move it. And you're going to do this, with all 4 cakes. Always try to cut away from yourself if you can. Don't want it to slip and cut yourself. And straight up and down. I think I was going a little like this. So you want to go straight up and down because you don't want the like a pie cut, I guess. So when I did this the other day and I went to take the ring apart, that's what broke. try to center it the best you can. You don't have to. I mean, yes, you want it centered. You could also, because it is wax paper, make a little it doesn't always write on them, but make yourself a line like that. But I like having the guide of having something. Oops. That's why I said be careful. You could also probably do this while it's still soft. You can let it soften a little bit. You don't want it like, I'm gonna turn it here. You don't want it too soft, but you know, I just pulled this right out of the freezer. And you're gonna do it with, like I said, with all of the cakes. Once we get this done, I'll show you what we're gonna do with it, why we're cutting them. Okay. Gosh. And then the middle one. I'm gonna kind of make myself a little, I'm not gonna go all the way down first. I'm gonna get all the way around and then I'm gonna go back around. Okay, I'm going to do a white cake, I'm going to do a chocolate cake, and then I'm going to show you guys how to assemble it, the first layer. We'll be back here in just a moment after I get all these cakes cut, okay? I swapped the chocolate out for the white cake. We're going to use, this is the pie cake, the pie pancake. You can tell because the edges kind of come out a little bit. So we're going to use this one as the base. I just want to show you guys what I had to do. So this is the top of the cake, and you can see I just cut it flat. I used my big serrated bread knife and laid it on top of the pan itself and kind of like used that as its guide and went through the top of it. So that's going to be my base. This is going to be one of the cakes too. So that one was way poofier. I love chocolate cake because it always poofs up so pretty. And see how like it's frozen still. This was not in the deep freeze, so let's see if it cuts a little bit different than the other one. Because the deep freeze, obviously, look at that, so much easier. The deep freeze got frozen. That's what happened with that cake. White cakes and chocolate cakes, they are different too. Different specimens to work with. So that, like how much easier it is when it's not that frozen. And I did not pull this out. I did not pull it out of the freezer. I just pulled it out of the freezer and put the other cake in the freezer. While I'm working with this one, I kind of want it frozen, cold, not frozen, but so I put it back in the freezer so that it can harden back up again. It didn't. I mean, the second one went right through so fast compared to the first one because I had a little bit of chance to thaw. But yeah, this is my just regular refrigerator freezer, and it freezes obviously, but it doesn't deep freeze like my other freezer. And white cake one tore up all. This is the paper that you peel off, but you keep it on because you don't want your cake to dry out. Yeah, that white cake, I was struggling. It was so frozen. Serrated knives help too, because it's like bread. Cuts right through it, so. Alright, there's that one. It's a lot. It's fun. Cake decorating is a lot of work. People just think, oh, you just throw a cake together. And there's a lot of secrets to cake decorating. I learned in a bakery just because one day it was 4th of July weekend and they have these sheet cakes called picnic cakes and they were on sale for like $5 or something, maybe less. And it's just a cake with icing on it, but you want a little decoration on it. So balloons, a little rosebud, something simple. And the cake decorators didn't have time to do that because they had their orders they had to fulfill for the weekend and stuff as well. We did wedding cakes, we did birthday cakes, graduations, whatever. And so they didn't have time to do all these sheet cakes for the table and stuff. And it was one of those big flat tables that they filled up with cakes and stuff, cinnamon rolls, whatever. And they asked me if I wanted to learn how to do it. Balloons, rosebuds, oh, those are easy. So I fell in love with cake decorating at that moment. Okay, here's the deal. I do not have any cake pans. My mess is here. Nothing to put my cake on to take over to their house. Normally I have little brown cake, like they're boxes, cardboard things that you can get from like Walmart or cake decorating stores and stuff, and they're round or square or whatever, and they're decorative and you can put your little fancy doilies and stuff on it. Well, I don't have any of that right now. And the one cake board I did have, I used for last week's cake, and well, I wasn't going to save it for this cake. So anyway, we're just going to use a cake, or my plate. I'll get this plate back. But I need both cakes out of the freezer. And we are going to see if this works. So what we're going to do, I said this is going to be my base. I hope it doesn't fall apart, because this is where it fell apart on me last time. Go doop. And then we're going to take the white cake. Hopefully it's cut all the way through, right? And we're going to shove it in there. Don't forget to take your paper off because you don't want to accidentally leave it on there and guess what you're eating later. So when I did this last time, this is what fell apart, was the outer ring. And this one's going to come apart. And it came out in pieces on me. And I had to put it together. I just kind of pushed it on the thing, and then I iced it, and it stayed together. Oh, now we need this. Oh, wrong one. I need the center. Make sure all the paper is off. And we're going to squish that in. Take off my hand. Okay, and we are going to need some glue. And it's not really glue. This is, you put frosting in the middle of cakes and stuff. So we are going to put some fudge. This is, I can't imitate this taste. I don't know. It's not good for you, I'm sure. And I've actually made fudge before, fudge icing, and it was pretty good. But then again, there is more butter, more expense. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy. Okay. So now you don't want it all the way to the edge because you don't want it to squeeze out in your white icing when you're icing it. Okay. Now we need the white cake to go on the outside. So wait, take off that chocolate. Oh, and see how much bigger the chocolate cake is. So guess what? We gotta cut that because I'm not gonna be able to ice the cake. It's gonna be lumpy, right? So grab your serrated knife. Be as careful as you can and cut along the bottom to make it even. See what cake decorators do to make cakes even and stuff. And look, okay, now I'm going to put trash on one side and cake on the other because look at all the extra cake I'm going to have to make my cake pops with. I can never cut evenly, but guess what? That'll be even when I'm all said and done. See? I'm gonna have to cut this one too. Oh, I should have waited. Oh, maybe not. Look. There we go. Ha ha. When things come together. And then we're going to do some more icing. And we can make this a 4-layer cake. That would be gigantic, right? And that was my plan, but who wants to eat that much cake? So I'm gonna make it only 3 layers, and then we will get cake pops out of it. I don't know if I'll be able to make unicorn pops again like I did. I have this little, I tried making unicorn pops when Tava, my grandbaby, was turning 1, and I couldn't because I don't know how to make cake pops, I guess, and they fell apart. So I made some the other day, and I got 2 out of 5, and then the rest I just made little cake pops, not unicorn. Okay, so we've got chocolate. Oh, I gotta take this one apart. And this is where I said, this is gonna be my extra cake. I made it, last time I made it, I was gonna make it 4 layers, but it ended up only being 3, and then I had this already made circles to go and stuff, and I just crumbled them into pieces, so that's what we'll have to do. Crumble it and make cake pops. Oh. Paper. Watch the darn paper. Oh. And last one. I need the middle circle. Okay, I'm going to wash my hands and then get my cake decorating stuff out and clean up this mess. We'll be back here in just a second. Okay, so my cake is still, the white still frozen, the chocolate is not. we are going to ice this cake. I still haven't decided on how I'm gonna frost it yet. Like, am I gonna really like decorate it? My husband wants me to put on there, thanks for helping us stop and go, because without him, his truck would not be running. The 6-foot 6-foot battery cable was corroded. His truck's 30 years old or something like that, and it's been corroded for a little while. We've been dealing with it and trying to fix it and stuff the best we can, and he fixed that for us as well. And then my car wouldn't stop. So anyway, here's the deal. I have this Wilton bag. It's 14 inches. I would rather have a huge one. But I've got this, I don't know what the tips are called. I never learned, but this is the one that helps. You stick it on the serrated edge, the one that makes that. And you just kind of go around your cake like so to just kind of get the icing on the sides. And see, that's why I wish I had a bigger one, because I need to fill it again. So I don't know if you can see. Let me see what's going on the other side of the camera and see if you can see me filling this. Okay, I can see where I'm putting my fingers at now. So this is the inside, and what you do is you kind of grip it underneath and wrap it up over your fist. That helps get your icing. And I'm a mess. Look at how far it goes up. So I try not to squeeze it or put too much icing in, but I always put too much icing in. So you're going to scoop your icing out of your bowl, and you're going to just slide it in your little, after you make your fist and roll it over, you open your hand up. So now you've got a big hole to put your icing in. That's why I said make extra icing, because look, I've almost used it all just on icing the outside of the cake. So then once you fill it up, you wrap it up over the icing. That's why you don't want to fill it too full. And then you squeeze it down. And I always you could either squeeze it back into the bowl or on top of your cake. I'm going to use this icing anyway. So I squeeze it back up here to get the air out of it. Let's find where I left off, right here. And just kind of go up. And you don't have to like be perfect, because you're going to slide this on anyway. Up. I am out of icing, so I'm going to just take the rest of it and just do that to it there. And what's on top, carefully, I got some cake in it. That's okay, because it's already got flecks of brown in it anyway, but we're going to carefully ice, see the edge there. And we're going to start here because there's more icing on top. And you're just going to kind of push it around. So it works best if you have a Lazy Susan, or this is my cake. It's a Wilton's cake decorating Lazy Susan. Dollar Tree has some sometimes. I don't know what the weight limit is of them. I was going to pick one up and check it out. But I have one of these, so I don't really need to. So let's kind of go around the edges. And I might just do like, you know how you do the outside, like a bear. Some people don't like a lot of icing, I've learned. So I've been doing, like my last cake, I did kind of a bear around the side and stuff. Bear cake icing. I don't know what it's called. And be careful. My chocolate, I said, is thawed. So you don't want it to crumble trying to ice it. And then you just take the edges over like so. I'm going to have to add a little bit more frosting to the top here. And be careful, because that chocolate, I don't want to push it off the cake, because it's cut. So you don't want to like push it and the cake fall apart. Like I said, the chocolate is thawed, the white is not. And then it's kind of like this all the way around until it's covered. And they have tools. to help you smooth out the cakes. Like some people, I'm not, okay, I am not the best cake decorator. Let me tell you, I am impatient. I can't get things, like I told you when I made clay stuff that I couldn't get it round balls perfect. I can't get the lines out of my cake to be perfect. Some people can use this little tool here, your spatula, and just go and poof, flat, right? Me, I have to, and let's see if I can find it. In my mess of stuff. This is over 20 years old. This is my cake decorating tool. Can you guys name this? But I use that to help smooth out. Oops. See, because my cake's not level. I didn't get it all the way, but watch. And the more you work with your icing and stuff, it will dry out. So you don't want it to dry out too much. But look at that, how smooth I can get the top with this tool. It's a painter's tool. I got it in the paint department. Yep. And some people don't like you using it because, I don't know, it's cheating. Like, they wanted me at one place, I couldn't use this. I had to use that. And then I couldn't even put it on the board itself. I had to decorate it on this, scrape the cake up off and put it on the board. No, thank you. I'm going to try to make some white roses, I think, out of that. And I don't have any, I don't have any bags. Wait, I might have bags. I have all these extra reusable bags that I can cut a tip into and use that as my rose bag. I've got all these little tips, and I want this one. We're just gonna make white roses. And I'm gonna cut it into this little bag here. I usually have like reusable or disposable parchment bags that I can make this stuff out of. Oh, I don't have to cut it. Look, the tip fits right in there perfect. But these bags are so little that I have to keep refilling them so much. So I'm just gonna do I don't know. I haven't made roses and rose buds and stuff in so long, so I don't even have the tool to make my roses with. I'm gonna practice on a lollipop stick. Lollipop. Let's see if we could do this. One of my lollipop sticks. And normally it would come to a point. Let's see if I could do this. So you make a little dent. See that? And then you go. Okay. I don't know if I have my scissors. So normally you have little kid scissors. You take your scissors and you scrape it off. We're going to put it right here. There. Make a little mound. And we're going to put one on top of that mound. Paper towel. All right. So you want your little thing clean. This the angle. You want the fat end on the bottom, the little end on top. And you make their little circle again. And then you just kind of go up and down, around and twist. And they have rose nails. I've never learned how to do it on the nail. Just kind of twist. Rose. I've got all these. I don't have a lot of colors. I haven't, like I said, I haven't decorated. And so, whoops. Guess what I forgot to do? I forgot to clean my nail off. And so I've got like pink, orange, yellow, purple, and green. Oh, and black. Black is yucky. Probably got to throw that away. And I don't have birthdays anymore that people ask me to do cakes for. The last like kid's birthday was before COVID. And I don't even know if that family lives in my area anymore. I just kind of decorate for fun now. Oops. I forgot to show you guys that one. Sometimes these big scissors don't work very well. That's why I've got little kid scissors, and they're little kid scissors. Okay, those are roses. That one didn't turn out very well. And then you take your buds and you go do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do. I know I haven't made a, see, I'm squeezing it out the top. That's what gets so messy when I do this stuff. If you want to try to keep it inside, give it a little twist so it doesn't squeeze out the top. Just kind of do-do, do-do, do-do-do. And I was going to go like so. Whoops. Hold on. Messes like that, if you have your little thing, just kind of clean it up. Oh, I'll do a couple back here. I think I'll just make a, okay, so that's that. I don't know if I have a leaf. Let me look in here. I think I might have a leaf one. I might not. If not, then you make one. And I need some wax paper. I'll be right back. Okay, square of wax paper. Parchment paper works best. I have some. I just gonna grab it. I think it's brown. I'm just gonna fold it in half though to make it a little thicker. And see how I've got this bottom ledge here and like two little corners. This part is kind of hard to explain. You take your hand upside down and you kind of just wrap it around. So I said this isn't easy. Wrap it around like so, and it makes a point like that. And just kind of work it to where you can hold it, like scissor it right in the middle. That's open. We're going to add some icing to it. Not a lot, because I don't need a whole bunch. And then close it up by just pushing the edges in. Don't push it all the way down. I want this flat, because this is going to be my leaf tip here. And we're going to use the scissors, and we're just going to cut at an angle one direction, flip it over this way, and cut it at an angle another direction. I'm going to put this over here because it's got paper in it. And then this is going to be my leaf, and we're just going to go, oops, and I cut it. One angle too much. And one angle not enough, so. But just kind of, here, I'll show you this way. How it makes the leaf. And the point helps. make a leaf. So this is all going to be white, and then I'm going to do some letterings. Okay, there's that. Now my next one, I've already got the tip in it. And it's like a star tip. And that's going to be my border. I'm just going to take the rest of the icing out of this one and squeeze it into it because I don't need roses anymore. Make sure all the icing is out because the rest of the icing I'm just going to throw on top of those cupcakes back there, not make them anything special or fancy. The leaf one, we'll go ahead and throw in here as well. I could have actually made that a different color. That's okay. Okay, now we're going to do little boom, boom, seashells. I made my own wedding cake. I made my sister's first wedding cake. I can't remember if I did her second one. Okay, and then you can do, to cover the bottom, just kind of fast ones. I'm going to have to get more icing in here. Just a little bit more icing. And then when my husband gets off work, we're going to go deliver this cake. It was so funny when I was trying to deliver those cupcakes to my neighbor's work. I am so glad I didn't give them to him to deliver because they would have been all over his truck because they were almost all over mine. I don't know if you can see. And you can go, let me see. It's been a while since I've done this pretty back and forth thing. You can do all kinds of little things. So that's that. I'm going to grab a bowl. And I don't need a lot of icing, so I'm just going to grab a little itty bitty bowl here. And my little mixer, and we'll do green. We'll just do a little green, because green means go, right? Right. Okay, a little bit of green. And a little goes a long way, so that little bit will probably make it dark. And these are Wilton's colors. Okay, I need a little bit more wax paper. Yeah, it's hard to show you guys how to really do this properly without the right tools, but you know, I'm showing you what I have, and what, you know, if you don't have the right tools, you can make stuff. You can make your little bags. You can use a little baggie if you want, if you can't figure out how to wrap this up. Just slide this in because I did not make a lot. I want to get it all the way down to the bottom. Try to get all the icing. I'm just writing on it. And I gotta ask my husband what I was supposed to write. This is way too much. I'm gonna cut some off of it. And then fold it in so that I can see it's a little. I'm just gotta cut the tip off and I'll start writing. Give me a second, I'll be right back. Okay, I gotta cut the little tip off. You don't want to make it too big, but you don't want to make it too small either. That's too small. Your little test on your, okay. So, if you have a lot to write, you want to practice before you write. Like, what am I gonna write? Thank you. We couldn't start or stop without you. That's a lot of words, so I'm gonna have to write really small. Oops. And the icing is thick. You can tell it's thick when it breaks off like that. Concentrating. It's hard to write and concentrate on the what you're doing at the same time. Thank you. This little ledge right here is not, I have to cut it off. It's making it hard to write. Okay, okay, couldn't, NT. Start. Or stop. Say this icing is too thick. Perfect for roses, but not for writing. Thank you. We couldn't start or stop. Ugh. Okay. I don't like it, but that's it. That's my cake. I'm gonna clean up and ice the cupcakes now. What a mess. You want me to show you my mess? I'll show you my mess. Okay, ready for the mess? From the beautiful cake. Dishes in the dish drain. Cupcakes, extra cake, that needs to be put away. My cake supplies. Oh, rocks. That's done now.